Oh my gosh, guys, why didn't you tell me it was Thursday? Ugh. I missed Sing a Song Saturday and Talkie Tuesday this week because, um, uh, you know what? I don't even have an excuse or a reason this time. I just missed them, and I don't know why or how. I lost track of time, and I don't understand what happened. For some odd reason, the the notion that I have to make my YouTube videos, it just sort of like left my mind and vaporized into thin air, and I completely forgot, and it's just, I don't even know. I don't know what happened. Oh, and also sorry that I look kind of a mess right now, but today's a lazy day, which is kind of one of the reasons why I actually found time to make a video today, because it's a lazy day and I didn't feel like getting all dressed up. So my hair's kind of messy, and I'm wearing my stupid senior shirt, so whatever. But today I didn't want to make a review video. One of the reasons for that is that I couldn't think of anything good to review, and then another reason is because I wanted to make a kind of special video today. I wanted you guys to learn a little bit more about me and get to know me a little bit better, and I wanted to do something different and special to make up for all the days that I missed this week. But like, I've been nocturnal for like all of summer, and so my comprehension of time has just sort of like gone all wonky, and I don't know what's today and what's tomorrow anymore. And I've been working on tribute videos, and I've been working really hard on fandom adventures. I actually have the cover all done up and finished, and I am almost done inking the first page, which is exciting. I know, I'm very excited about that. And I'll be taking photos of them and uploading them on my Crystal Across Facebook page and my DeviantArt page, so you can go check those out. But today I wanted to do something different and special to make up for everything that I've missed. So I decided to do the 50 Facts About Me tag, and so I spent like all of last night writing a bunch of random stupid facts about me, so you guys can learn more about me. So why don't we go ahead and get started. 1. I am a hopeless romantic. I am obsessed with being cuddly and lovey-dovey and just romantic. Like, if I'm dating someone, I get them flowers and write them poems and stuff like that. I'm just a hopeless romantic.
Ha! Gay!
I had the biggest Sailor Moon obsession of all time, from the time when I was around 8 to 10 years old, somewhere in there. I'm not sure when it began, but it was somewhere in when I was like 8 to 10, to the time when I was about, let's say, 14-ish. And I still watch it occasionally, and I still love Sailor Moon, but at that time, my obsession with it was so huge. It was like all I ever thought about and all I ever talked about. Huge, huge Sailor Moon obsession. I love cats and dogs equally. Everybody in the world, they're always like, oh, I'm a dog person, or no, I'm a cat person, and it's like, why can't we love both? I love both. I love them both equally. I have a serious obsession with The Sims. Seriously, I can play this for hours on end and never get tired of it. Obsessed with Sims. I have 3 major phobias or fears. I am deathfully afraid of spiders. If I see one in like my periph or my general area, I will freak out to the point at which I'm like almost hyperventilating. I'm also terribly afraid of deep, dark water, whether it's in like a lake and it's like murky and muddy so you can't see because it's dark, or if you're talking about like the ocean, that terrifies the crap out of me. Just any kind of deep, dark water that you don't know what's in it. You know, you don't know, there could be just freaking anything in that water because it's dark and you can't see and you don't know what's going on. That scares the crap out of me. And I am also terribly frightened of clowns, and that one doesn't really need an explanation. Just watch the movie It, and you will understand why I am so terribly afraid of clowns. Those things are freaky. They scare the crap out of me. My favorite color is purple. Yeah. My dog's name is Bella, and no, she is not named after the Bella from Twilight. Ugh. She's named after that doll from like the 90s, and if you're a 90s baby, you know what I'm talking about. Bella Dancerella. That ballerina doll that came with like the ballet bar, and she like talked and did the splits and twirled and stuff like that. And she was awesome. She was like the coolest toy ever when I was a kid. For girly girls, I mean. My family has a cat named Sheldon and a fish named Leonard. Needless to say, we're Big Bang Theory fans. When I was kind of tweenish age, kind of like middle school to freshman year in high school kind of time period, I was, surprisingly enough, a really big homophobe. And that's surprising considering the fact that now I'm homosexual, I'm a lesbian. But back then, I used to be a pretty big homophobe. I resented people of the LGBT community mainly because the church I went to was one of those churches that believed that homosexuality was in fact a sin, and if you partook in it, you were going to hell. And, I mean, they weren't like Westboro Baptist Church. No. They weren't like all bad and evil like that, but they believed that homosexuality was a sin. And that's understandable. I mean, that's their beliefs, and that's what they choose to believe in and everything, and I totally get that. But growing up, following that church, I began to really believe that that was true myself. And it really scared me, because deep down on the inside, I liked women, and, you know, I kept beating myself up about it. When I was a tween, I was very mean and bitter, because I was always beating myself up about my own feelings. I said, oh, that's gross and unnatural and disgusting, and why would you do that, and why would you think that, and I just constantly beat myself up about it. And so I think that's why I was so bitter towards the LGBT community at that point in time. But eventually, I just decided that I wasn't going to think about anybody else and what anybody else thought, and I was just going to see what I myself felt and just go with it. And I did. Now, I not only love the LGBT community, but I'm a member of it. I love apples and apple juice, but the thought of applesauce or apple pie makes me want to throw up. I like maple syrup on my tater tots more than I like ketchup on my tater tots. That's weird, right? I can't text to save my life. Like, someone will try to send me a text message, and I'll be like, oh, okay, here. I suck at texting, and I don't particularly like talking to people on the phone either. I find it very awkward. And so because of that, I hardly ever use my cell phone. Like, ever. I use my cell phone to, like, call my aunt or my grandparents and say, like, hey, I was hanging out with some friends and I'm on my way home now. Or, hey, can you pick me up from blah, 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 blah. You know, that's, like, the only time I use my cell phone, which is weird. When I was little, I wanted to be a news and or weather girl when I grew up. Or a judge, like Judge Judy. Because I was an only child, and I grew up in a household full of adults. And so, you know, my grandparents would watch the news all the time, and then my aunts would watch, you know, shows like Judge Judy all the time. And, you know, I would see, like, the weather and the news and weather girls, and I'd be like, oh, she's pretty, and oh, she has a nice smile, and she seems friendly, because, you know, you're little, you don't really know that they're being fake. But, you know, I was like, I kind of want to be like them when I grew up, and so I wanted to be a news or weather girl, and so I would pretend to be a weather girl, and I would tell everybody the forecast, and my weather was always batch crazy. Seriously, I'd be like, on Monday it's gonna be sunny, and then on Tuesday it's gonna snow. And I didn't comprehend the fact that the weather actually had to make sense. And then I wanted to be a judge because I would watch Judge Judy, and Judge Judy, you know, she was all on top of it, and she was the boss, and she had her hammer, and she told everybody to shut up and sit down. and I wanted to be all like the boss like that, and so I thought she was so cool, and I wanted to be like her. And so I would make up these like fake crime cases or trials or whatever, and like get all of the like adults in my family involved, and I'd be like, you're gonna be the prosecutor, and you're gonna be the defendant, and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna be Judge Judy. Okay, ready, go. And then they would start like getting into it and going all crazy, and I'd smash my little hammer on the table, and I'd be like, everybody shut up. Well, I didn't say everybody shut up, because when I was little, you got smacked for that. But I did tell everybody to be quiet a lot. It was lots of fun. The thought of finances or dealing with money problems of any kind freak me out. And I know that sounds really, really weird. But, you know, I took like a finances class in high school because you're required to, and they teach you like all about paying your taxes and insurance and bills and things like that. And they do this to kind of like help you and prepare you for being on your own and, you know, dealing with your own money problems and stuff like that. And I get that, and I mean, it kind of helped, but I could never really wrap my head around it. I never really understood. I mean, our, like, business teacher or whatever would, like, use these big words, and everybody else seemed to know what they mean and understand completely. I didn't. Seriously, I passed the class, but I was skimming, because I didn't understand anything. I didn't understand the concept at all. And so the thought that I'm going to have to do all of this someday kind of freaks me out. I do not want to have to deal with, you know, money problems. And I mean, who does? But me especially, because I don't understand anything, and I don't know what to do. I am a terrible, terrible, terrible speller. I don't know what it is. I think I have like maybe some sort of form of dyslexia when it comes to spelling or something, but ever since I was little, you know, taking those spelling tests in like elementary school, I have never been able to spell very well. I would always fail those tests. But despite that, I do love writing, and I love writing, you know, stories and poetry and stuff like that, which is kind of contradictory. I can't spell worth a crap, but I love to write, and so, spell check is my best friend. One of the things in the world that really, really bugs me is wasting paper. I hate wasting paper. And like, some of our teachers had us do like warm-up questions in high school. Like they had like 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 questions on the board, and we answered them. And most of the time, these only took up like this much of the page. And instead of handing the entire page in, I would always rip it in half and give the teacher half because I didn't want to waste paper. I hate wasting paper. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. And I think it's because I'm an artist, and so paper is kind of valuable to me. I hate wasting paper. I love fedoras. But the weird thing is that I'm not really that big of a fan of any other kind of hats. I hate ball caps. I hate them. I think they're so ugly looking. I don't understand why they're like trending or whatever. And if I see somebody with a baseball cap or like a ball cap on backwards or to the side, it annoys the crap out of me. I just want to smack the hat off their head. I hate it. I think it's so retarded looking. Speaking of fedoras, my favorite character from Phineas and Ferb is not Perry the Platypus, surprisingly enough. Everybody's favorite character from Phineas and Ferb is Perry the Platypus. And I will admit, Perry is adorable, and he wears a fedora, so you know he has good taste in hats. But he's just not my favorite character, and I think the reason for that is that he doesn't talk. And I know he's a platypus, so of course he doesn't talk, but I like the kind of like tongue-in-cheek humor, and that's kind of hard to do with a character that doesn't talk. My favorite character from Phineas and Ferb is actually Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He's the villain, and I'm a big fan of villainous characters, for one. And two, he's incredibly funny. I find him to be incredibly comedic, and so much, it's just so funny. Dr. D for the win. Woo! When it comes to films, one of my guilty pleasures is the Tom and Jerry movie. This movie was so cheesy and horrendous. It gave Tom and Jerry a terrible name. It's a bad movie, but I love it for some reason. I mean, I grew up with it. I watched it all the time when I was little, and so it's just like one of my guilty pleasure movies. I really like the Tom and Jerry movie. One pet that I would love to have one day is an Alaskan Husky. I've never been able to have a big dog, and that is one thing that I've always wanted is a big dog, especially an Alaskan Husky, because I think they are the prettiest, most majestic looking dogs ever. For those of you that have seen my videos in the past or know me outside of YouTube, you know that I am a huge BB Newirth fan. But what you didn't know is that my, fandom of BB Newirth kind of goes a little bit further than that. To be totally honest with you guys, I think I'm a little bit obsessed with BB Newirth. Kind of got a bit of a crush on BB Newirth, maybe just a little bit. Don't judge me, she's hot, okay? I love the look of false lashes on some girls. I think they're very pretty, but I cannot put them on worth a crap. I've tried dozens of times in the past, and I've never been able to do it properly. And when I do finally get the lashes on, I hate wearing them. They're irritating and itchy, and I wish that I could wear false lashes, but I can't bring myself to wear false lashes. I have a really weird phobia of cardboard. And when I say a phobia of cardboard, I don't mean like I'm scared of it, like if you pull out a cardboard box, I'm gonna go running away screaming. I just mean I don't like cardboard. I don't like the feel of it, like the texture, like if you touch it, I hate that. And I hate the sounds that cardboard makes if you do something to it, like if you touch it. Like if you run your fingers along it, I don't like that sound. Especially if you run your nails along cardboard, I hate that noise. I hate the noise of someone trying to cut cardboard. I hate that noise. But one of the biggest things that I can't stand about cardboard is, like, let's say somebody got a package in the mail that came in a cardboard box, and it had, like, tape on it to, like, seal it up. Instead of going into the kitchen to get a knife, or going into the office to get some scissors to, like, slice the tape open so you could get the box open, the person tries to peel the tape off the cardboard. Oh, I hate that noise. And just whenever I touch cardboard or I hear any of the noises that I mentioned, it makes me want to grind my teeth. And I don't know why, but I do. I find myself grinding my teeth if I ever touch cardboard, if I hear the sounds that cardboard makes. My house is a 2-story house, and on the stairs, the stairs are carpeted. Okay, so we have carpet stairs. Except the very, very bottom step does not have any carpet on it. It's just bare. There's no carpet on the bottom step, but all the rest of the steps have carpet on them, okay? And I don't know what it is. I don't know if you want to call it a phobia or what, but I can't bring myself to step on that step, that bottom step, that odd step out, I guess, the one that doesn't belong. One of these things just doesn't belong here. I can't bring myself to step on that step. If ever I'm going up or down the stairs, I skip that step. I step over that step. Don't ask me why, I have no idea, but I think it just has something to do with my weird OCD-ness, and I just can't bring myself to step on that step. What are they doing down there? Whatever. If you can hear that in the background, I'm sorry. I don't know. Another thing that I really hate is dull pencils. I hate trying to use a dull pencil. If I am writing or drawing with a, actual wood pencil, it has to be incredibly sharp. I can't draw or write with a dull pencil. It drives me crazy. I dye my hair a lot, and at one point, it was maroon. And you guys already know that my favorite color is purple from a few facts ago. And my second favorite color is red. And if you don't know what maroon is, it's basically a mixture of red and purple. So I had my 2 favorite colors, mixed them together, and stuck it on my head. I loved having maroon hair. I thought it was so cool and so pretty. I loved maroon in my hair. However, crazy, unnatural colors like that do not last very long in your hair. They fade very quickly, and my beautiful, majestic maroon hair did not last very long, and it slowly faded into kind of like a dirty, dishwatery, purplish blonde, and it was really ugly. So I dyed it again, and I dyed it a chocolatey brown color, and now that chocolatey brown has kind of faded into kind of chestnut brown with a little hint of blonde in it. I don't know, but I definitely miss my maroon hair, and I may or may not dye my hair maroon again sometime in the future because I loved it. When nobody else is home, I belt out Defying Gravity as loud as I possibly can and don't care how terrible I sound while singing it. The last time I was in theater, I was in a production of Music Man, and I was one of the pick a little ladies. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip. Yeah. Needless to say, I loved the song when I was in the show, and then by the time I finally finished the show, I was sick and tired of it, and I hated it because it was so annoying. I love Glee. I love seasons 1 through 3 of Glee. However, season 4 of Glee and everything from that point on sucked. They broke up Britannia. That was my pairing. Breaking them up was like a shank to the heart. They were my pairing, man. I'm sorry, Britannia. The only pie I like is chocolate pie, but I love chocolate pie. I could probably eat a whole chocolate pie all by myself if I could. But I really don't like any other kinds of pie. I'm not a big pie fan, but I can chow down on some chocolate pie. My favorite pair of shoes that I own are these lovely ankle boots that I got from Goodwill. I'm a pretty big gamer, and one of my favorite kind of games is fighting games. You know, you pick your character, you pick your opponent, or if you're playing with your friend picks their character, and then you pick an arena, and then you fight to the death. You know, like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and stuff like that. Those are my favorite kind of video games. And my favorite video game is the Tekken series of fighting games. If you are a gamer and you've never played Tekken before, definitely check it out because it's awesome. Speaking of video games, I am prone to rage quit. I rage quit quite often, actually. I ship Gelfie, and if you don't know what that is, it is the pairing of Elphaba and Glinda, the two main characters of the book and musical Wicked. I love Gelfie with like a deep, fiery passion, and I will ship them to the end. I will go down with the ship if I must, if I have to. Who cares if Elphaba and Fiyero are canon, because I certainly don't. Fiyero can go a flying monkey because I ship Gelfie, okay? Gelfie for the win. I jam to Japanese music, even though I don't really understand what the lyrics mean. Speaking of Japanese music, one of my favorite Japanese bands is a band known as Baby Metal. And Baby Metal is a really interesting band from Japan that has taken J-pop, like Japanese pop music, and combined it, like cross-breeded it with heavy metal, and it sounds so cool. I love red licorice. I think it's so yummy, but any other kind of licorice makes me gag. Particularly like the rainbow kind that you like pull apart, and black licorice. My grandmother likes black licorice, and just like if she tries to eat it in front of me, just like the smell makes me want to run to the bathroom and throw up. I hate black licorice with a passion, and that the rainbow kind that you like peel apart, to me tastes like rubber that has been sprinkled with sugar. It's disgusting. I like Donald Duck more than Mickey Mouse. Because I am an artist, I am doing this 95% of the time. Like that, I'm holding a utensil. Now, the problem with this is that my thumb pushes on the utensil with a force that causes there to be a bump on my middle finger. I promise I'm not trying to flip you guys off, but you see there's a awkward bump on my middle finger. I hate the color yellow. I think it is the grossest, most ugliest color in the world. I have a thing for Asian girls. Even though I'm, very feminine and girly, I tend to be the more dominant one in the relationship. I have a serious love of horror movies, I love watching horror movies, but when I'm actually sitting there watching it, I'm so terrified and I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I choose to watch this movie? But then afterwards, after it's all over, I'm like, whoa, that was awesome! I have this like weird love-hate relationship with horror movies. There are two character traits that will cause me to hate people. Like, if you have these traits, I will most likely despise you. The first being closed-mindedness. And when I say closed-mindedness, I mean the kind of person that just has this one mindset. They're so focused on what they believe, and they don't give anybody else a chance to argue with them. You know, it's like, if you agree with them, that's fine, but if you don't agree with them, you're wrong, and they're right, they're always right, they're closed-minded, you know what I mean? I hate closed-minded people. Another trait that will make me hate you is the trait of wanting to argue with everything I say just for argument's sake. Like, if you disagree with me, that's fine, like I said, we'll talk about it, you'll explain to me why you disagree, and you might even change my mind. But if you just constantly argue with every single thing I say, you're probably gonna get smacked, because I hate people like that. I hate people that constantly argue for no reason at all. I hate them. I just want to just shank them and throw them in a dumpster somewhere. I mean, hug them until they stop moving. Don't judge me. That kind of leads me up to my next fun fact. I have a problem with controlling my anger. I am usually not a very angry person. I like to be happy and upbeat and, I like to be positive and stuff, and so I'm hardly ever angry. But when I am angry, I have a very difficult time trying to control that anger. It's really hard for me sometimes. Throughout my entire life experience, I've never, ever, in the history of my life, ever been able to do a pull-up. Not one. Now, you guys heard me talking about my fear of spiders a few facts ago, and I'm not really too fond of bugs in general either. I don't like bugs. They're creepy and crawly and gross. However, there is one kind of bug type thing that I do like, and that is slugs. And I know what you're thinking, really? Slugs? That's so weird. You were just talking about how you don't like creepy, crawly critters and stuff, and now you say you like slugs. Well, I like slugs because I think they're cute. They don't have a bazillion eyeballs or a bazillion legs. In fact, they don't even have legs. And they are just cute little slivers of slime that just sort of inch along and mind their own business, and they're like all smooth and slimy, and if you touch it, their little like antenna things go phew. I think slugs are very cute. Speaking of animals that I like, a vast majority of my favorite animals are black and white, which is a really odd fact that I noticed when I was listing off my favorite animals. My all-time favorite animal is the panda. I think they are the cutest creatures to ever be put on the face of this planet. They are adorable. And like I said, I love Alaskan Huskies, and a lot of the times, purebred Alaskan Huskies are black and white. I mean, of course, they come in a variety of colors, a lot of different shades of gray and brown, but most of the time they're black and white. I also love zebras and penguins, and I especially like white tigers. Oh, white tigers are so beautiful and majestic. I love white tigers. And so, yeah, vast majority of my favorite animals are black and white. And finally, I am not a very flexible person. I don't have very many weird flexibilities, except for my knees. My knees are incredibly flexible, which is weird because nowhere else in my body am I this flexible. But I'm really flexible in my knees, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, those were 50 facts about me. I hope this helped you guys learn some cool things about me and some not so cool things about me. And I hope it made up for all the days that I missed this week. And I promise you that starting on Sing a Song Saturday this week, I will get back on track. I swear. I know I've said that before, and they've been empty promises, but this time, It's not. I will see you guys on Sing Song Saturday, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Because it's a tag video, I guess I'll go ahead and tag my lovely friend Kat to do this tag as well. And I will also tag a collab channel known as the Style Bros. So yeah, go ahead and do these 50 facts about me, you guys. And I'll see you guys on Sing a Song Saturday. Bye.